Yo, what is going on, guys? Winter Kills here, and welcome back to a brand new locals feature match. Here we are in round 4 for the week, and keep in mind this is actually not going to be the last round of the week. We actually have a round 5 playoff for first place, and the winner will actually be receiving an official OTS playmat featuring the Red Eyes Link Monster on it. And we're actually doing another OTS tournament for the Judgment Dragon of Heaven OTS mat the following week. So there might be a 5th round playoff next week as well. So be on the lookout for that. But here we are in round 4. We have Earth Machines versus Madolche. My friend Adam actually piloting the Earth Machine deck since I was playing Speedroids at this event. And the poll results saying that Madolche is going to win over 2,000 votes here. So let's see if you guys are correct. Earth Machine going first. Opening up pretty strong. We have the Harvester with the Derricrane. And then a Fortress summoning itself out by pitching itself, and a copy of Trencher here. So rank 9 combo, but flavored just a little bit differently here. So he's going to go for the Enter Blathnir right off the rip. And he's going to go ahead and try to peel one card out of the opponent's hand here. He does have, I believe, a Gamma in hand with Driver. So it looks like he is going to throw the Gamma there, which is perfect because, I mean, that just is a free bait. And it's also going to make Urgent Schedule live. Because this, like, play kind of creates a potential, like, use it or lose it scenario for your opponent. They do have the risk of them actually losing the Gamma there and not being able to resolve it at any other point in the combo, but you have a card like Urgent Schedule in hand, you could force it out and make it live, you know, with the cards like Enter Blathnir. So he will resolve the Urgent to summon out a level 4 or lower and a level 5 or higher Earth Machine from the deck in defense with their effects negated. And he's going to summon out Bullet and Drill, and he's going to go ahead and tribute the Drill for a copy of Dozer, of course, searched earlier in the turn via the Harvester. So far, looking to be a very, very strong combo. The Urgent Schedule helping him establish a copy of number 81 before he's even gone into River Stormer. This will ensure that if his opponent does have another hand trapped, he does have the number 81 to help protect from a potential Ash or Effect Veiler, which could be very detrimental, or even a Nibiru here. You can at least keep one body on field. Of course, when the Dozer tried to resolve too, you can protect that from Ash too. So, you know, seeing more copies of level 10s in the opening hand, like Derricrane or Bullet, Urgent Schedule, just all proving themselves here and showing why they're just such really, really incredible cards in this deck. I think people, if they're not already, should definitely be trying 2 copies of Bullet and Derricrane in the main deck. Just a really, really good lineup to have. And he was also able to summon out a Tunneler off of his Dozer there instead of the Trencher, since he already got to the grave with the help of Fortress earlier on in the turn. And here we're actually going to see him link Stormer to Goliath, and then Stormer send Goliath, and actually use the attach effect of Goliath here to attach itself to number 81 for even more protection. So, like, just a really strong board here, man. You gotta love to see it. Earth Machine is just a really, really fun deck to watch, especially when it is piloted very, very well. And my friend Adam has gotten better and better and better with the deck over time ever since I introduced the deck to him. So really, really proud to see that, you know. But we're going to see him link into the Ballista and linking off the, I think, double Goliath there to go ahead and search box. And since he's already gone through Trencher and Tunneler, he can go ahead and just add Drill right now. And I believe he's also on double Drill too. We saw him summon a Drill off the Urgent Schedule earlier in the turn, and has an extra Drill in the deck to be able to add. I find Drill is also a really crazy card too. Like, sometimes just starting your combo with Drill is really, really awesome. So, and just gives you higher ceiling end boards too. So we're gonna see him link into the Anger Knuckle with the help of Fort and Ballista. Ballista adding a box and a Tunneler earlier, and then going ahead and recycling 5 with said Tunneler, 5 Earth Machines back into the deck to go ahead and draw 2. Hopefully drawing into more extenders or hand traps or more interruptions like trap cards and overdrive, etc. Finds what looks to be a heavy forward here. I'm assuming he probably drew that off of the one of the tunneler draws here, grabbing a Dozer for next turn, the potential follow-up, or just discard fodder for the Fortress Engrave. And also has Citadel Engrave too. I believe that was sent there off of the River Stormer since he had the Help of Urgent schedule. It didn't really need to search Bullet off of the River Stormer since he already had access to it. And he is going to use number 81 in the end phase to be able to detach, target itself to protect it, make it unaffected by card effects, and Bullet end phase to add back Harvester. So plenty of follow-up right now. Just a ton of follow-up right now. He has Citadel Engrave. He has a Dozer in hand alongside a Harvester and Knuckle on field. Just lots of gas for next turn, and that's what Earth Machine likes to do. It likes to do a lot on their first turn, and it results in, like, you know, not a lot, as you're seeing here. You know, Knuckle 81 isn't a huge end board compared to end boards people have seen in the past from decks, but, like, it sets itself up for an extremely explosive turn 3, where it can just keep going and OTK you or put up a board you're probably not going to be able to play through. So it is definitely a turn 3 deck. Can be a turn 1 deck sometimes, depending on the opening. You know, if you open up Imperm, Overdrive, number 81, Shenanigans, etc., like, you can put up a really killer end board, but, like, average, number 81 Knuckle, pretty solid end board. And again, you're just setting yourself up for an extremely explosive turn 3. But our Madolche player is going to start with Madolche into the Petting Cessor, and we're going to see an Ash there, and it's literally just going to go ahead and end his turn. So realizing he's probably not going to survive next turn, we are into a game 2. Earth Machine up 1-0 over Madolche here. And as these guys get ready to start game 2, I want to mention a quick shout out to Imperium Duelist. If you guys are interested in picking up amazing playmats, sleeves, deck boxes, dice, binders, and more, check them out at the link below. That playmat on the right there is actually from Imperium, and their Demon Slayer deck box is actually restocking tomorrow. So if you guys want to get your hands on one before it sells out, don't forget, keep an eye on their Twitter, keep an eye on their website tomorrow, and make sure you get yourself one of those deck boxes again before they sell out. And if you want to get one for 10% off, don't forget to use my discount code WinterKills10 off at checkout to save 10% off your entire order and support the channel. And as our Madolche player has a very unfortunate T-set turn, I also want to remind you guys, if you guys are buying anything on TCG Player, the bonus buck sale is happening tomorrow as well. And if you want to support the channel while you guys get some store credit back, please don't forget to use my affiliate link down in the description below of all my videos. If you guys shop and check out using that link, a small bit of the revenue from your purchase goes right back in the channel and helps out a ton for cards you're already going to be buying. So again, please do not forget to use that affiliate link while you guys are enjoying those bonus bucks tomorrow on November 5th, for those that are unaware. But again, yeah, our Madolche player here getting back to the game, just setting one back row and setting a monster and activating Salon. And we're going to see our Earth Machine player start with a redeployment, discarding Lancia. And it's going to get hit with an Ash. And if you're going to Ash one thing in Earth Machine, redeployment is pretty good, but it can also be pretty good bait. So we're going to see him summon a fort by pitching itself an Ancient Gear box. Goes right into the battle phase to hit a set Hoot Cake. Hoot Cake is going to go ahead and shuffle itself back in the deck just because of its own, you know, mandatory effect like all the Madolches have. And that is going to trigger the Madolche Salon, which I believe is going to allow him to set a Madolche spell or trap from the deck. And he's going to go for a copy of Ticket. And Ticket says when a Madolche card or cards is returned from your side of the field or graveyard to your hand or main deck by a card effect, add a Madolche monster from your deck to your hand. If you control a face-up fairy-type Madolche monster, you can special summon the monster from your deck in face-up attack position instead of adding it to your hand. Also Salon, I think, grants you an additional normal summon as well. So a pretty strong card to have up for our Madolche player going into his next turn. We're going to see him start with the Madolche, and Madolche is going to go ahead and add a copy of Hoot Cake, additional normal summon for Hoot Cake. Then he's going to go ahead and activate Hoot Cake's effect to go ahead and return the Ash back to the deck. I believe to go ahead and attempt to summon one out. And it's going to go ahead and be met with an Ash. So both players trading Ash Blossoms here. And let's see if our Madolche player can continue to extend through the Ash and deal with the threat that Machina Fortress tends to be sometimes. Can't target with a monster effect, otherwise they get to rip a card out of your hand. And also look at your hand too, and if you destroy by battle, they get to mandatory effect actually destroy one of your cards too. And it's absolute house. Now we're going to see our Earth Machine player, I think, top deck a Harvester, and it's going to get hit with an Ash, which is got to be pretty, or not an Ash, an Imperm. Got to be pretty frustrating at this point, or he might have top decked it. I'm not entirely sure, because he still does have another card in hand. But either way, we're going to actually see him link into Goliath with the Harvester. I was going to say he could have gone for a rank 9 play there, but the Imperm does negate the entire effect of Harvester. If you had an Ash, you could have done it. Potentially made Earth Slicer or Ender Blast in order to banish a card, non-target from the field, and then attempt to go into a Zeus from there, which is a pretty solid card to have against a deck like this, especially being able to clear all those face-up continuous spells. And looks like we're going to go ahead and see him go into the battle phase here. And we're going to see him attack the Hoot Cake with Fortress. And he's going to go ahead and take just a little bit of damage there. And he's going to go ahead and trigger the effects of Ticket and the effects of Salon. I believe Salon is a mandatory effect, even if you have no targets in the deck to be able to set. Promenade is a very, very good card to be able to set, though, here. I believe it is just a negate of a face-up card. And also is a trap, too, so that, like, plays around, you know, a lot of other things. You know, like Droplet, etc. So he's not going to attack over the Madolche because I don't even think Goliath can get over it right now with the stats that it currently has. And we're just going to see him go ahead and link off into Ballista. And it's unfortunate here that Box is already engraved, so like Ballista isn't going to be doing too much here. And then we're going to go ahead and see him actually tribute the Ballista for a copy of Infinitrack Tunneler. So I guess this makes sense as why he went for the Ballista here. And then linking off the Tunneler into Goliath. And, you know, has, you know, an okay Tunneler here. He's going to have to put back a Fortress, a Harvester, a Box, and the Ballista and a Goliath. Not the most optimal Tunneler here, but, you know, it's a card you just have to resolve sometimes, even if it's suboptimal. You really don't want to be putting it back a card like Fortress because it's just a great graveyard asset. But, you know, if you don't have the cards to use it, you don't have the cards to use it. So he'll draw into 2 fresh new pieces of cardboard here. And we're just going to see him pass turn after that, unfortunately. And our Madolche player leading with a copy of Madolche here. And adding a copy of Petting Cessor. And we're going to see Droll and Lockbird in response here. So I probably drew that off of his Tunneler. And I'm not sure how well he's going to be able to actually continue to play through Droll. So we'll see how this plays out. He's still going to go ahead and summon the Petting Cessor. And I believe Petting Cessor can summon it itself here. If you control no monsters, you can summon this card from your hand. If you have no monsters in your graveyard. So he actually does have a monster engraved. So I don't think he could actually summon that there. Unless I'm missing something. Because Ash is engraved. So I don't know. But we're going to see him make the fresh to start. Which allows him to, I think, protect his back row from targeting. Which is pretty okay. And then we're going to see him use Hoot Cake. Hoot Cake is going to get Ashed yet again. And yeah, Ash plus Droll here, keeping him in the game. And then we're going to see him go battle phase here, probably just asking what Goliath does exactly. But Goliath's graveyard effect cannot resolve right now since there is no Xyz monster he controls. And Ash Droll might be just enough here. And it looks like it's going to be. He's going to pass turn and unfortunately does not find what he's looking for there. And we are into a game 3 situation. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have been able to summon the Petting Cessor there because, yeah, if you have no monsters in your graveyard, you can summon this card from your hand. If this card is special summon, you can special summon a Madolche monster from your hand or deck except itself, and you do reduce its level by 1. Also, you cannot special summon monsters that turn except for Madolche monsters. Yeah, I don't know. That seemed a little weird. I don't know. Maybe I missed something. Somebody can correct me in the comments. But we are going to see Fort pitching Derricrane to go ahead and summon itself. And we're going to see him activate Dozer, tributing off the Fort. And Urgent Schedule is live yet again because of Gamma. But Ash Gamma is pretty good. Like really, really good. A lot of decks are probably going to struggle to play through that. But he's just going to go ahead and set 1 back row and pass. We're going to see him normal summon Madolche to add the Hoot Cake. And we're just going to see him go right into the battle phase here very, very early. Since he doesn't have Salon, he'll not be able to get that Hoot Cake onto the board here. So he's just going to have to save it for next turn. And we're going to see another Urgent Schedule from our Earth Machine player here. He's going to have to deal with Droll and Lockbird because it looks like a Madolche player has 2 of them in his hand currently. And Droll is, like, okay against Earth Machine. It doesn't really stop you from accessing one of your best extra deck monsters, and that is River Stormer, of course, because River Stormer can actually just send from the deck to the grave. It doesn't have to add always. So you can still use that really solid effect to get an extender in the graveyard, maybe like Trencher, and also dump an extender to the graveyard, like Anchor Drill if you have something in your hand, or you could dump a Bullet to get that end phase recursion if you need to, or you could dump Citadel if you don't have access to it already. A lot of things you can dump, or you can dump Tunneler, right? A lot of cool things you can do with River Stormer without actually adding from your deck to your hand. But we're going to go ahead and see him link the Goliath into a copy, or link the Harvester into a Goliath, and then activate Overdrive here during his turn to go ahead and bring out Machina Metal Cruncher. And Cruncher effect is going to activate to reveal, I believe, a Bullet, a Derricrane, and another Bullet. Since he already has gone through 1 Derricrane, I believe he's on 2-2 currently. It's a ratio that I believe I put him on to. Well, my brother put me onto the ratio, then I was like, yeah, this is pretty fire, and he's playing it as well and does like those ratios quite a bit. So he's going to add one of those cards from deck to the hand, probably a Bullet most likely, just based on sheer math, and he's going to be met with a Droll and Lockbird on Resolution, which at this point, don't really care too much about because, you know, Bullet is a really strong extender on its own. He's going to be able to have access to a rank 10 regardless. And debating on whether or not he actually wants to go ahead and link off just yet. But we're actually going to see him. He did get Derricrane. Okay, unlucky. So he's going to pitch a Derricrane for Fort and Grave. And then link for the Knuckle. Knuckle effect tribute itself off to go ahead and go for Gun. Detaching Derricrane. Burning for 2,000. And this is definitely going to be game here if our Madolche player does not have anything to stop it. That's the last monster on his field. Mageline's going to get shuffled back into the deck. Don't care, didn't ask. Here comes the bigger gun here momentarily. Yeah, if he doesn't have something like Nibiru or Imperm here, it's just going to be lights out as he detaches to go ahead and go up to 6,000, putting Citadel in the grave in the process. And that is just going to be a sheer OTK. And Earth Machine actually taking it 2-1 here. Despite a very kind of uncertain and rough game 3 there. Both players not opening up super well. But they're able to pull it through with the help of Urgent Schedule into Gun, Bigger Gun. And if you guys want to see more of my content, click on one of the videos popping up on the bottom of the screen right now. And as always, I want to give a special thank you to our Divine level channel members who are Cadillacs84, Pony Stark, Keith Sidgers, Tweeter0226, and Black Ninja Money. Thank you guys so much for your extremely generous support of this channel.